You are losing. Not because you are weak, but because you are playing by rules that do not exist. Toxic people are not just annoying, they are architects of your reality. They manipulate your dopamine, your fear, and your ego to keep you stagnant. You feel stuck because their games are working. Today, we strip the mask off the top 10 psychological traps designed to keep you broke and subservient. Item number 3 is currently eroding your autonomy every single time you check your phone. Listen closely. You walk into a store or a negotiation. You see two options, a cheap, useless one and an expensive, high-quality one. You struggle to choose. Suddenly, a third option appears. It is overpriced and clearly inferior to the expensive one. Dan Ariely, in his research on irrational behavior, proved this third option is a decoy. It exists only to make the expensive option look like a bargain. You buy the expensive one because the decoy gave you a false sense of value. Toxic people do this in relationships too. They introduce a third party or a fake drama to make their own unreasonable demands look like a compromise. Stop comparing options to their decoy. Compare them to your actual needs. If the middle ground is still bad for you, walk away. Next, we look at why you keep trying to fix broken people. You stay in a dead-end job or a toxic relationship because you have already invested so much time. You tell yourself, if I leave now, I wasted those years. Arx and Bloomer demonstrated this bias. Humans continue an endeavor once an investment in money, effort, or time has been made, even if the current costs outweigh the benefits. Toxic people rely on your attachment to the past to keep you chained to their present. They want you to believe that quitting is a failure. It is not. It is an audit of your life. Every second you spend trying to salvage a bad investment is a second you cannot spend building a new one. Recognize the loss and cut the cord. Next, we explore how they make you doubt your own sanity. They say something cruel. When you call them out, they look at you with total confusion. They claim they never said it. Or they say you are being too sensitive. This is a deliberate attempt to undermine your perception of reality. It forces you to rely on their version of events instead of your own memory. This is not just lying, it is the erosion of your cognitive authority. The only defense is maintaining an objective, external record. Keep a journal. Write down facts. When they try to rewrite your history, do not argue. State the facts once and disengage. Arguing only gives them the chance to spin a new web of lies. Next, we see how they force you to agree with them. Solomon Asch proved in his 1951 conformity experiments that people will ignore the evidence of their own eyes to align with the group. Toxic people use this to control you. They point to everyone else and say, everyone else is fine with this, why are you complaining? They make you feel like the odd one out, the difficult one, or the insane one. They use the group to validate their abuse. Never let the majority define your standards for treatment. If the consensus is toxic, you should be the outlier. Standing alone is better than conforming to a system designed to exploit you. Next, we discuss the power of free stuff. Robert Cialdini identified the rule of reciprocity: we are hardwired to return favors. Toxic people know this. They give you a small, unsolicited favor or a fake compliment. Suddenly, you feel an internal pressure to repay them. They leverage this debt to ask for a massive favor later. You feel guilty saying no because they were nice to you first. This is a trap. Do not accept gifts you do not want, and never agree to a quid pro quo that feels heavy. If you realize you have been manipulated, recognize the favor was a transaction, not a kindness. You owe them nothing. Next, we look at how they make you feel trapped. Ellen Langer discovered that people believe they have more control over chance-based events than they actually do. Toxic people exploit this. They give you tiny, meaningless choices to make you feel like you are in the driver's seat. They let you pick the restaurant while they decide the entire trajectory of the relationship. You feel empowered by the small choice, so you ignore the lack of power over the big picture. Stop focusing on the crumbs they throw you. Evaluate who controls the overall direction of your life. If you are not the one setting the agenda, you are a passenger, not a driver. Next, we cover how they use your silence. They start with a tiny, harmless request. You agree because it is easy. Then, the requests get slightly larger. Before you know it, you are doing things you never would have agreed to at the start. Friedman and Fraser found that small initial compliance significantly increases the likelihood of larger compliance later. This is how they slowly boil the frog. Your defense is simple: audit the request, not the past. Just because you helped yesterday does not mean you are obligated to help today. Say no to the small stuff, and the big stuff will never reach your desk. Next, the one you are feeling right now. Kahneman and Tversky proved that our decisions are heavily influenced by the first piece of information we receive. This is the anchor. When a toxic person sets a low bar for your worth or a high price for your loyalty, they are anchoring your expectations. You are currently feeling stuck because your internal anchor is set to their expectations of you, not your potential. You check your phone hoping for validation from people who anchored your value at 0. You must reset your own anchor. Stop looking for their approval. Their opinion is a biased estimate, not a standard of truth. Set your own anchor to your highest possible standard. Next, we look at emotional blackmail. Leon Festinger showed that when we hold two conflicting beliefs, we experience intense mental discomfort. Toxic people create this on purpose. They treat you well, then they treat you poorly. You want to believe they are a good person, but their actions prove otherwise. To resolve the pain of this contradiction, you make excuses for them. You tell yourself they are stressed or they did not mean it. You are lying to yourself to protect your ego. Stop the mental gymnastics. Accept the reality of their actions. If they hurt you, they are not good for you. Dissonance is a signal to leave, not an excuse to stay. Now, the final, most dangerous game. Stanley Milgram proved that people will inflict harm on others simply because an authority figure tells them to. In your life, the toxic person assumes the role of the authority. They use their position, their age, their job title, or their charisma to bypass your moral compass. They demand obedience and you give it, because you have been conditioned to follow authority without question. This is the ultimate loss of self. You are no longer a person, you are a tool for their agenda. To win, you must realize that no title, no status, and no relationship gives anyone the right to command your conscience. You are the final authority on your life. When they demand, you evaluate. If it violates your values, you disobey. Obedience to a toxic leader is a betrayal of your own future. Break the chain today. You are the only one who can. All these games share one core trait: they rely on your passivity. Toxic people only win when you play along. The universal defense is awareness followed by immediate, cold detachment. You do not need to explain why you are leaving. You just need to leave. Subscribe for daily 60-second brain mechanisms that make you impossible to manipulate. Remember item number 3, set your own anchor today. Your value is not determined by the people who want to keep you broke. Take control now.